VLSos here. This is a video lesson on fractions, specifically multiplying and dividing them. Let's begin with an example. If I have the fraction 1/5 or 1 over 5 and another fraction 3 over 4 and I'm multiplying them, then I'm multiplying fractions. How do I multiply fractions? Of all the operations, multiply, divide, add, and subtract, multiplying fractions is the easiest. It's very straightforward. To multiply, we simply multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. By each other to make a new fraction. The numerators in these two fractions are 1 and 3. If I multiply the 1 and the 3, I get 3. The denominators in these fractions are 5 and 4. If I multiply the denominators, I get 20, which makes the new fraction 3 over 20. 1/5 times 3/4 is equal to 3/20. Let's see this example again. 2 over 9 times x over 3. Two fractions. I multiply the numerators and I get 2 times x. We don't have a value for x, it's a variable, so we're simply going to express 2 times x as 2x. Multiply the denominators. 9 times 3 is 27. After multiplying, adding, or dividing, or subtracting fractions, we may be able to reduce. In this case, we can't reduce. The answer is 2x over 27. Let's have an example of dividing fractions. We take the fraction 1/5 and the fraction 3/4 and divide them. How do we divide fractions? To divide, we take the first step to change division into multiplication. How do we do that? By taking the reciprocal of what you are dividing by. We have to review what we mean by reciprocal. Reciprocal is the switching of numerator and denominator. The reciprocal of 3 over 4 is 4 over 3. So to divide, we take a first step. And then, if we've changed division into multiplication, we then follow the rules of multiplying. So let's work this example. We have fraction division. We're going to take the first step of changing the division into multiplication. So the problem will be changed into the 1/5, and instead of dividing, we're going to change it into multiplication. But we also have to make the other change by taking the reciprocal of what we are dividing by. So this is 1/5 divided by 3/4. What we're dividing by is 3/4. We're going to change it by taking the reciprocal of 3/4 and making it 4/3. We switch numerator to denominator. Changing division into multiplication requires those two changes at once. Now that we have fraction multiplication, we go ahead and we multiply by following the rules that we've seen before. Multiply the numerators. 1 times 4 is 4. 5, and then multiply the denominators. 5 times 3 is 15. Let's see fraction division one more time. 2 over 5 divided by 7 over x. Step 1. Change division into multiplication by taking the reciprocal of what we're dividing by. So we're going to change this division into multiplication, and the other change we need to make is taking the reciprocal of what we're dividing by, this 7 over x. 7 over x becomes x over 7. And what we're dividing, the first fraction, does not change, it remains the same. Now that I've made those changes, I multiply. Numerators, 2 times x is 2x. Denominators, 5 times 7 is 35.